Hey guys, it is Sunday, December 25th, Christmas morning here in the Philippines. And today, yes, we are doing another unboxing, even on Christmas. And we're bringing you a couple of rare classics today. The two J-Case cars I was talking about. One is loose, and one we're going to be breaking open for you guys today. And these came from the J case, which the J case is most noted for the Power Wagon and the 67 Bronco. But there was also the 69 Chevy C10, which they call the 69 Custom Chevy, I think, pickup in that series. And then there was the 72 Ranchero and the 65 Chevy Impala. So the C10 has gained a lot of popularity where it's almost as desirable as the Power Wagon and Bronco nowadays. Maybe even more than the Bronco. I think the Power Wagon is still the most dominant. Then the Bronco may even be tied with the 65 Chevy nowadays. The least liked one from that case was this guy here that we're about to crack open for you. It's the 72 Ford Ranchero. And as you can see, the card I have is not so good. Still has a price tag on it. It was 350 pesos, 349.75 at Toys R Us here in the Philippines back in 2011. That was equivalent to probably $7 back then. So yeah, it was like 50 pesos per dollar was the exchange rate back then. So this is number 20 of 20 in the Ford series. And then on the back side of the card, it gives you a rundown of like all the cars in the series, or some of the cars in the series, I should say. But these are all actually the Fords, I believe. Yeah, it looks like these are all the Ford lineup and such. But since this card is beat, I'm going to go ahead and take him out of the package. Actually, the glue is so loose, it kind of just came loose the other day because of the conditions it was stored in. Even the tires were a little bit tacky on this one, where they would like start melting, I guess I would say. This is before Hot Wheels really started detailing the premium cars very well. Still yet, it's metal on metal, rubber tires. Not a big fan of these like moon style disc wheels, but still not that bad. Kind of dig the satin blue paint with the satin orange flame job on it, with like a white or silver pinstripe outlining the flames in some areas. So pretty cool. Nice detail on the grille and headlights, but it is part of the casted-in chassis, so you get that like grayish casted bumper look. I like nowadays how they're adding like separate bumpers on their premium stuff, which is really cool. And then on the side, no detailed door handles, no detailed window trim like they're doing nowadays. Does have detailed tail lights though, and a detailed kind of ghosted in Hot Wheel emblem across the rear tailgate. And once again, metal on metal. It is a pretty cool casting though. I mean, overall, not too bad. My favorite variant of this was when it was a super, or was it a super? I'm not sure if it was a super. The one that I like though was the one from the truck series. I thought it was a super, but I just recalled it was from the truck series where they had the Ford F-250 with the ladder rack that was blue, the yellow 2007 Chevy Silverado with the motorcycle in the back, and then they had a burgundy 72 Ranchero with the 5-spoke wheels on it. It was the first year of the car culture. It came out right before or right after Japan Historics 1. And it was a really cool set and such. So, and another thing that happens with these disc style wheels is you can see that it has kind of like some faded spots on the lip and such. So that's another issue we see with these disc style wheels, especially if they remain packaged in bad conditions. But one thing about Hot Wheels, they don't have any issues really with paint rashing. They do some, but very rarely. This guy was stored in some bad conditions because, as I said, the tires were kind of a little bit sticky and tacky. And I actually took a Sharpie and touched up the edges of the wheel in some areas on all four of the wheels actually, where the tire had melted to the wheels. So, but the paint is this wheel. You can kind of see some of the areas where the paint started like actually peeling. But overall, still not bad. Especially the body and stuff is great. And then the wheels and tires are tolerable. So once you get it back out in like a climate controlled area, the tackiness of the tires goes away. But I have a feeling if it would have been under those conditions for another year or so, those tires would have like melted into like gel probably. So this is the really desirable one of the two. This is your 65 Chevy lowrider in like a pearl pink color with like silver style pinstripe scallops and a silver roof, slam stance, and it has a white wall tire. And these wheels are original. I did not touch any of them up. So as you can see on this one, even like the edge of the rim, some places is a little bit faded, but this one is not as bad because it was taken out of the package way before that one. But this one, unfortunately, there's no like detail on tail light tampos, no detail on the grill tampos, and once again, grill and bumpers are part of the casting of the chassis, but it is metal on metal. Nice detail on the chassis too. You can see the full ladder frame, the exhaust, dry shaft, and rear end, and all of that stuff. So pretty nice. So this is a very nice example of the 65 Chevy. And these things are going for good money nowadays, even loose. So that's why I had to pick it up while I had the chance. So those are our two classic J-Case cars. And they are getting hard to find nowadays. Even the Ranchero, you can still find the Ranchero maybe for about 20 bucks or something. So it still can be found for a reasonable price. The Impala, I think it's upwards of like 50 bucks nowadays, even loose. So they're all getting to be expensive. So if I have the chance, I'll get a couple more of them while they're still affordable here. But yeah, the Ranchero, if I was in the States and had the opportunity to get them for like 15 or 20 bucks, I'd probably snag them up while I could, because I have a feeling it's going to skyrocket in price someday soon, just like the Impala did, and before the Impala was the C10. But as I said, the Bronco and Power Wagon have always demanded a high dollar, but it seems like all of them are starting to follow suit now. So I would get them while I could if you're into the Garage series, because these are the hard ones to find. The most desirable, like hard to find one was the 57 Cadillac Brougham. That was the hardest one to find. That wasn't in the J case. I forget what case it was in, but it wasn't in every single case. So that's what made it very difficult to find. And the J cases were predominantly released here on this side of the world, in this hemisphere, I would say, like in Asia and in Europe. So that's why we didn't see many in North America. But anyways, guys, this is your show for today on Christmas. I will be back again tomorrow. As I said, I'm going to keep them rolling as I got stuff coming in. Tomorrow we are unboxing the Par 64 roof Yellowbird CTR Porsche, just like the one from Mini GT yesterday. And then following that video on Tuesday, we'll be doing the comparison of the two Yellowbirds. So make sure to tune back in for these videos, and have a Merry Christmas and enjoy your time with your family.